Hello, my name is Antoine Stroud. I am publishing this video for my EDL 500 class. My instructor is Dr. Robert Parlett, and I am representing the Fisher School of Education at Nova Southeastern University. I am currently the boys basketball head JV coach at Shiloh High School in Snellville, Georgia. I have a few things to talk about today about issues going on in schools. I am here today with the Assistant Athletic Director at Stone Mountain High School and also the bookkeeper and Youth Director of Sports at Grace United Methodist Church in Covington, Georgia. We are here today to discuss the duties and obligations of an athletic director of a public high school. The main issues that I encounter as a high school coach or teacher are grades, conduct, and parental involvement. Some of the issues that athletic directors face on a daily basis include budgeting, scheduling, and observation of students on and off the playing field. I believe that effective communication and effective leadership are the two most important things that you need to become an effective athletic director, coach, or teacher, to reach out to the students and parents. Because the most important thing about the school are the students. Today I have with me the Assistant Athletic Director at Stone Mountain High School, and then we're going to talk today a little bit about what goes on every day as an athletic director, effective communication, and effective leadership. I have a couple questions for you today. My first one is, what is your role as an athletic director?
As an assistant athletic director, my role is to assist in the hiring of coaches, require preseason and postseason meeting with coaches of all the sports, and assure that coaches and players adhere to the GHSA bylaws and schedule all competition.
Right. I know your role can become difficult at times, dealing with some of the students and dealing with just different personalities on a daily basis. Are you responsible for all sports? Or are you responsible for half the sports? And since you are the assistant, are you responsible for all sports or just a few sports?
Yes, it is the responsibility of the athletic director to oversee all sports to ensure that everything is in place prior to and after each contest. This includes making sure you have officials for each contest, scorekeepers, adequate equipment, provide security, and provide ticket takers for each activity.
I know things can oftentimes come up as an athletic director, things that you don't plan for. So I know that planning is very important as far as being an athletic director. You have to plan months ahead so that when things do come up, that you have a backup plan or emergency plan for things that may occur that you may not expect to occur. How often do you attend school athletic events, and do you attend all of them? What if one overlaps? Do you attend all of them, or how does that work?
Again, it is the responsibility of the athletic director to attend all athletic events or delegate additional personnel to cover each sport. Usually this procedure is done with the permission of the principal of a said school.
Right. And which sport, if you can answer, because I know this is a difficult question, which sport brings in the most revenue? I know in my school, basketball is big. You know, it dominates pretty much the school. It's pretty much how the school brings money in as far as the sports. Basketball is big. So, you know, which sport, if you can answer, which sport brings in the most revenue?
Well, being from the South, of course, we all know that football is king in the South. So on a consistent basis, I would say that football brings in the most revenue on a yearly basis, and basketball is a close second.
Okay.
Because those are your two major sports in your high school, football and basketball. A lot of your athletic teams in a county or in your district, such as, say, baseball, softball, sports of that nature, they do not bring in a lot of revenue because you don't have a lot of people attending those particular events. And if you hire a security person or a ticket taker and you only have 5, 10 people at a baseball game which you do a lot of times, only have 5 or 10 people, then the money that you take in and the money that you pay out for security and et cetera, you actually will come out in the hole. So it's not a good idea for small sports. So football and basketball are your 2 main sports, with football being the sport that brings in the most revenue.
Okay. Yeah, that's a great answer. How often do you meet with your coaches? Each week or each month, or how does that work?
Well, we usually, unless we have a problem that come about during that particular season, we don't meet with our coaches until we meet before, during, and after each season to go over the inventory, talk about the season, to talk about any problem that may have arisen during that particular season. For instance, if you had a problem with parents, or you had a problem with umpires or referees, and maybe if you're a coach and you didn't handle it very well, we talk about little things like that. But mostly, most of our coaches, behave themselves accordingly. But most of the time, we talk about the inventory and what the plans are for the coming year.
What problems do you see, or what issues do you think the school has, not just with athletics, but also academics? Do you see anything that goes on, any issues that take place, or some things that can be corrected? And that's basically what this assignment is what issues do you see that could be changed, or what can you do differently, or what issues occur?
I think the major problem in most schools, particularly in our area, is the academic problem. We make sure that our student athletes attend school regularly. We have a study table in place each day. For instance, if you are a boys basketball coach, for instance, if you practice, say, at 5:30 that particular weekend, you usually rotate with the girls, but if you practice, say, 5:30 on a particular weekend, from 3:30 until about 5:15, you are required to go to the study table. It's mandatory that you go. We also have in place a 3-week progress report, which we give to our student athletes to take around to their teachers so they can put their 3-week grade on. And that way we can help, it can help us to monitor the student, and if that student is in academic trouble, then we'll know about it prior to the end of the quarter of the semester, and then we deal with it accordingly. If it means that a kid cannot participate, then we'll do that. If it means for him to attend tutoring after school with that particular teacher to get his grade up, or if he's got some assignments missing he needs to make up, if the teacher will allow him to make up, then we do that. So it's really up to the coach, the student athlete, and the teacher to work together to provide as much information and to adequately strive to get his grades up to par, so he will be able to compete in this athletic contest.
All right. I sure appreciate the time. Nice
Thank you,
meeting
sir.
with you. All right.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right. I feel like, effective communication are some of the issues that occur in schools, not just sports. Effective leadership. Sometimes as leaders, we don't want to, step on people's toes because we don't want to correct people. But, at the end of the day, it's all about the students. So I just feel like effective communication is the most important thing, and that's what we have to do as teachers and people that educate people. I think our leadership has to get better. Next up in the meeting, I have Ms. Johnson. She is the director of the Children's and Youth Ministry at Grace United Methodist Church, and also the bookkeeper. How you doing, Ms. Johnson?
Very good, thank you.
Good. Today, I see you in the church all the time, very positive with the kids. I just want to know what goes on every day as a bookkeeper, and also, just talk to us a little bit about what you do and the issues that you may have in the church.
Well, the first thing that we do is to make sure that all the funds that come into the church for the youth, children, youth, and the young adult ministries are appropriated correctly and distinctly, and that all of the funds are correctly appropriated, and we use an accounting software, and what you would know it as is just an Excel spreadsheet, and that is appropriately calculated and correctly calculated, and it goes to the appropriate funds so that no money would be missing or no one would ever have any question as to where the money is or where the money is going, because everything is done in proper order and according to the United Methodist principles and the bylaws, and according to God's will.
Okay. Very good answer. Are there any issues that you see in the church that need to be changed, or anything that goes on?
No, I was just have a question about your fundraising.
Okay.
What kind of a fundraising efforts or effort do you do at your school that you might be able to give me a couple of examples?
Coke sales, bake sales, and car washes are the three main things, and we also get donations, and we also have student athlete dues. They pay $300 a season for dues. That's pretty much how we fundraise and how we make our money. Our basketball program brings in a lot of money each year, so the kids can have a good banquet. Also, the kids can participate in summer league that's coming up soon, and also kids can get warm-ups and different apparel throughout the season. So bake sales, Coke sales, and car washes, and obviously we can't do it, during the season. So, we take about 4 months off, but we have more off time than on time. The season lasts 4 months, but we're doing the fundraising for 8. So that's pretty much how we make our money, and how we have how we make our money, and how we have a good, effective program.
Okay, well, thank you.
Any more questions, comments?
No, I don't have any. Thank you very much, sir.
All right, thank you. Thank you very much. And Dr. Parlett, I sure appreciate you for allowing me to extend my time. It was very difficult trying to find people to do this assignment with me. People, they act like they didn't want to help me, but it's all right. I got it done, so I really appreciate it. And thank you.